morning.
Good morning.
It is very good to see all of you this morning. As I get older, I think about the ways in which I feel more like an adult, and this morning I decided I know I'm becoming more of an adult because on the morning when I get an extra hour of sleep, I wake up with as much joy as I used to do on Christmas morning. It's been my practice on the Feast of All Saints to reconnect with one of my favorite writings of all time, something I encountered at least 20 years ago. It's an excerpt from a book called Conjectures of a Guilty Bystander by Thomas Merton. Thomas Merton is now amongst the saints and light, but was one of the people who brought contemplation back into the Christian tradition. He's Roman Catholic, author, mystic, priest, incredible writer. And after spending significant time in his monastic community in hermitage, meaning off by himself, thinking that that was really the way one grew in holiness to God, eventually he was called out into the world. And he writes this brief segment. It takes place in 1958. He is on the corner of 4th and Walnut in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. And he says, all of a sudden, I was overwhelmed by the realization that I loved all these people, that they were mine and I theirs, and we could not be alien to one another, even though we were total strangers. It was like waking from a dream of separateness, of spurious self-isolation in a special world, the world of renunciation and supposed holiness. This sense of liberation from an illusory difference was such a relief and such a joy to me that I almost laughed out loud. I have the immense joy of being a human being in the race where God became incarnate, as if the sorrows and stupidities of this world could ever overwhelm me. Now I realize what we all are, and if only everybody could realize this. But there is no way of telling everyone that they are all walking around shining like the sun. Blessed are you. Blessed are you. Blessed are you. Each and every one of you is walking around shining like the sun. That's the picture Jesus wants us to see in his sermon on the plain, the Beatitudes. Blessed are you, and I fear all we hear is woe is me. All we hear is rich and poor and pray for people we don't like and enemies, and some are good and some are bad, and all we hear is this one side right, one side wrong, sheep and goats, where do I fall? Am I being judged? One scholar said, you know how the Bible should really translate that word woe? It should be yikes. Yikes is a much closer explanation to the vernacular of the Greek at the time, because Jesus is just saying, wake up! Yikes! To what is real right now and where you can find blessedness right now. Do you all know the story The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein? It was very popular. It was in the early 1970s. It's a parable. It's not a story. It's a parable, like the parables we hear in the Gospels. So it's a parable about a tree and a boy. And the tree and the boy, they love being together. That boy comes to be with that tree, and that boy plays around that tree, and the tree loves shaking all its branches so the leaves will fall, and the boy can make forts and dive into the leaves and make crowns to cover his head with the leaves. He likes scurrying up the trunk, sitting in the branches, eating an apple, and just being with the tree. So happy. Then the boy gets older, and the boy goes off for a time, and when the boy comes back, the boy's older, maybe going into college. And the tree says, you're back, let's play. And the boy says, I don't want to play. I want to have fun. I don't want to play. I want to have fun. I need stuff. Do you have money, tree? I need to go into town and get some stuff. Do you have some money? And the tree says, oh, I'm sorry. I don't have money. But I have apples. You can take all my apples and you can go into town and you can sell those apples and then you'll have money and then you'll be happy. So the boy gathers up all the apples and he goes into town and he's gone for a long time. When that boy comes back, the tree says, you're back, let's play. And the boy, who's now really a young man, says, I don't want to play. I don't have time for that. I need to build a house. I have a wife. I have responsibilities. I have things to do. Can you give me a house, tree? Tree says, I can't. I can't give you a house, but you can take all my branches. You can take my branches and you can build a house. And then you'll be happy. The boy gathers up all the branches from that tree and goes off, builds his house, we assume. Years go by. And then the boy comes back. He is older now. The tree is so happy. Hey, let's play. Oh, I don't want to play. I'm tired. Life is hard. I want to run away. It's just so hard. Do you have a boat, tree? I need a boat so I can just get far away. Oh, I don't have a boat. I have a trunk. You can cut down my trunk, and then you can make a boat, and then you can run away, and then maybe you'll be happy. Cuts down the trunk, and he goes off for a long time. And when he comes back, stooped over, much older. And the tree is so happy, and she pulls herself up into the tallest stump she can be, and she's like, you're back, but I can't even play. I don't have any apples or branches or leaves or a trunk. I don't even think I have anything to offer you. Oh, I'm too old to play. I'm too tired to climb branches. I don't even know if I can eat an apple anymore. I just want to sit and be. Oh, I can do that, says the stump that was a tree. Just sit and be with me. The tree never resents the boy. The tree never sees the boy as the enemy who is asking for things he doesn't deserve. The tree is never mad at the boy. The tree's heart is breaking because the tree just wants the boy to remember the joy he knew as a boy. A joy that was made complete by the contentment of being filled with blessing for what is right there. When we're born, we have this operating system. We have this incredible operating system that allows us to see the wisdom and revelation in God's rich variety, not just church, God's rich variety, the ways in which the eyes of our heart are enlightened, which is what Paul prays for us to do this morning. It is such a gift to have a baptism on the Feast of All Saints. This day when we remember we are knit together as a community with the saints right here and the saints who have gone before, and where we can make promises as opposed to reciting by rote a very boring Nicene Creed, where we recommit to the practices that help us see with the eyes of our hearts enlightened. We don't make promises to love enemies, do good, hate those, love those who hate you. That stuff's really hard, and it requires an upgrade to one's operating system. And to get there, you practice. You practice by saying, yes, I promise to follow in the apostles' teaching, the breaking of the bread and the prayers. Yes, I promise to try and seek and serve Christ in all persons and love my neighbor as myself. Yes, I promise to respect the dignity of every human being. And we make all those promises by saying, I will, with God's help. And sometimes the best we can do is just pray, God, I need your help. It starts by knowing we are blessed. We are a blessing. We are worthy of love and belonging, and every single moment today, especially, no matter what you're actually feeling, God sees you. And God sees you walking around and shining like the sun. Amen.